Our next transformation is the translation. Now, I want to illustrate it with this little line segment that starts at A and goes to B. And let's just suppose that I want to move this over, let's say 8 spaces. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So that is an example of a translation. Now, if you look at the original, so let me copy this and paste back. This is where we started off. And what we have here is a picture of what happened. We have, this is the pre-image, and this is the image over here. So this is A prime, B prime, okay? And what happened is we added 8 to each of the x coordinates. So this is 9, comma 2, and this up here is 11, comma 4, okay? So we had A, B. Now, and now we have A prime, B prime. Now notice that A prime, B prime is parallel to AB. And that's going to be what happens when you have these translations. Okay? Notice they are rigid. All we're doing is moving them around. Now this particular translation that we performed here could be written, you know, if we wanted to throw a little algebra on it, it could be written this way, where we add 8 to every x coordinate and keep the y the way it is. Okay? So this is an example of a translation. Now, let me change this up a little bit. Let's suppose we want to say, okay, I want x minus 4, and let's say y minus 1. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take 4 away from each x and 1 away from each y, and let's see what we get. So look at this a here. We've got the point 1. So we're going to take 4 away from it, and we get negative 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, negative 3 over here. Now, as far as the 2 goes, we're going to take 1 from it. So instead of it being at 2, it's going to be at 1. So we've got this point right here. This is our A prime. Now we're going to do the same thing to the y. Well, not the same thing. We're going to subtract a 1 from the, we're going to subtract 1 from the 2. We did that. Now we're going to do the same thing for B. Notice I'm going to take away 4 from it, and I get negative 1. Okay, so 3 minus 4 is negative 1, and then I take away 4 from 1 from the 4, and I get 3. So we're going to go to the left 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then down 1. And this is our translated segment. And remember, this is the pre-image, the original, and this over here is the image. So we got that one and this one. So this is pretty easy to understand. All it's saying is, okay, from every x value in this little pre-image here, take 4 from the x, and take 1 from the y. Or we could have added 4 and moved it to the right. Added 1, moved it up. But anyway, that's the way that works. So that's pretty straightforward. Now I want to go back and look at this thing where we move the thing 8 places to the right. And look at this. This is something that's pretty interesting. Let's suppose we have this same pre-image over here. And I'm on this one right here, on this grid. Okay, so we have the same pre-image. Now what I want to do is I want to reflect this in the x equals 4. So remember how we do that. We go over 1 unit here, so 1 unit over here. This is 1 unit from the x equals 4, so we're going to go 1 unit on the other side. This is 3 units, so we go 3. Okay, so notice we have reflected that image, that pre-image. Now, let me in turn reflect that in the x equals 8. So look, I go over 1 here. I'm going to go over 1 here. And then 3 up here. 1, 2, 3. So I go 1, 2, 3. I get this. Okay? Now, dig this, that this, what we did here, now since x equals 4 and x equals 8, they're parallel lines. Notice through that process, that worked out the same as if we just shifted it over. In other words, you get the same point. This is the point 11.4, and this is the point 9.2. So sometimes you'll notice that you can get a translation just by reflecting it, by reflecting over two parallel lines, as we did there. But anyway, let's go down to this one. Let's suppose that we have this little triangle here, ABC, and notice that A is 2, 1, B is 3, 3, and C is 1, 2. And let's suppose we want to perform this translation. Let's suppose x minus 4 and y plus 2. Y plus 2. Okay, so let's do that. Now let's see what this is going to look like. Let's see what happens to A prime. We're going to subtract 4, so this is going to be negative 2, and we're going to add 2 to the y, so this is going to be 3. So we get the point negative 2, 3. So negative 2, 3, right there. This is A prime. That's what happened to this point right here. Now let's look at B, B prime. I'm going to subtract 4, and I get negative 1. Add 2, and I get 5. So we got negative 1, 5. Negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that right there is B prime. Okay, let me mark this. A prime, B prime. Okay, let me go ahead and put a line there. Now, for C, get C prime, I subtract 4. So I'm going to get negative 3. And I add 2 to the 2, and I get 4. So let's see what I get. I get, so I get this point. 1, 2, 3, negative 3, and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, so there we go. So there's the image. Pre-image here, and there's the image. Now notice what happened. Let's just look at this. We went to the left 4. So here it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 2. 1, 2. See? For every point we did that. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 2. 1, 2. See? No worries. 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 2. Yeah. So this is the way we can work with these transformations, or these translations. Now notice, they are rigid, so they don't actually change the shape. They just maintain what you have, and you just move it wherever you want.